It's the start of a new week, the 14th day of the month. This is the AM show. My name is Benjamin Akakpo. Welcome aboard. Now, here's what you can expect in the course of these 4 hours. The news in a bit, I'll serve you that, followed by the news review. And those joining us, Amanda Akwoko Clinton, head of chambers at Clinton Consultancy. Alfred Thompson is a member of the MPP's Communications Directorate, and Wanda Madilo is with the NDC's communications team. They'll join us for the news review, followed by sports. And then we get into our big stories, more dastardly incidents, and yesterday we heard of more gunfire, more gruesome deaths in the ensuing Bawku conflict, as the police also embarks on a manhunt for the perpetrators who shot and killed 2 police personnel in the outskirts of Binduri in the Upper East region just yesterday. Time seems to be running out, doesn't it, for political actors to de-escalate the recent surge in the Bawku conflict. But the question, what's the way out? If you've seen footage of that person killed and burned together with his motorcycle, you get a full, idea of just how bad the situation is. We'll bring you details on that. But also coming up, brace yourselves to pay more for your water and electricity in a few days, as the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission has raised utility tariffs for water and electricity by 14.75% and 4.02% respectively, across the board, citing inflation, the cedi to dollar parity, among others. We'll delve into that issue as well, and we hope that as we have these conversations, you'll share your thoughts with us via the live stream, and should we activate the phone lines via the phone lines as well. My name is Benjamin Akakwa. I'll be serving you the news up next, but don't forget, this show is proudly sponsored by Waylead Properties. We'll be back in a jiffy.
Pains me a lot because I was not born with it and I crossed the line. It happens like this. I have not been in this situation before, so when this happened, I decided to kill myself.
Some of them also hate us naturally because of our situation, and some of them, I don't know, some of them think we are unuseful. So getting close to us is very difficult.
All the facilities we have on campus are not disability friendly. That is the major problem, accessibility. Here we are sitting now is serving as our office, our storeroom, learning center for the students, and then the ICT center. Our prayer is that one day, a philanthropist or any corporate body will come into our aid.
Thank you for staying. Let's head into the news. Now, barely 24 hours after the Inspector General of Police, Christian Tete Youno, wrapped up a 3-day peace mission in Bawku, tensions have escalated once again with the killing of 2 police officers. Joy News has learned that the officers were ambushed and fatally shot on Sunday evening, raising fresh concerns about the safety of security personnel in the area. There's also another incident of a civilian killed in Binduri. We'll get details of the killing shortly, but first, here is a wrap of the IGP's visit in the following report.
Inspector General of Police, COP Christian Tete Youno, led a high-powered police delegation to Bawku a day after the clash between the police and the youth of the area, which resulted in the death of 1 person, injuries and burning of a number of properties. His aim is to apologize for the police excesses and call for peace.
So please, forgive us where we have gone wrong. Forgive us where we have gone wrong. We are appealing to the youth. Please, cease fire. We are ready to work with you. Please don't turn any anger towards your security. We assure you that when it comes to recruitment, we'll give the people of Bawku priority. We'll give the youth of Bawku priority. And so for that matter, a special team will come here to do special recruitment for people of the youth of Bawku.
But his recruitment for peace bargain met fierce criticism from a section of the public, including the minority, who described it as dangerous.
It will be absurd to recruit people into the security services based on the fact that they've laid down their tools. What it means that if you do not even meet the criteria to be recruited into the security service, you will be recruited into the security service because you have laid down your tool. That obviously is not the way to go.
The IGP later clarified a statement insisting it was not meant to give any special treatment to the youth of Bawku over others.
And when it comes to recruitment, we'll give you the advantage to participate. Go through the normal process. I didn't say anything wider to maybe to show the requirement.
The still angry youth attacked his convoy later, hooting at his men. After intense consultation with chiefs and other stakeholders between Friday and Saturday, the IGP also visited both injured officers and community youth who are receiving treatment at the hospital and family of the deceased civilian to commensurate with them. He expressed satisfaction at the level of calm which has been restored, hoping the situation remains same.
We have been informed that there has been absolute peace throughout the night. We want this to continue. And then the President, the Interior Minister, the Defense Minister, they are all watching and listening carefully. And then at the appropriate time, a delegation will also come to visit Bawku. All the Ghanaians want to say is that Bawku should be in peace. Bawku should come back to its past glories. For the time when everybody wants to come to Bawku, that glory should come back so that we can come back to Bawku and then enjoy the atmosphere that has been there in the past.
Meanwhile, former MP for Sekendi, Andrew Ejapa-Mensah, has called on colleague political actors to stop meddling in the Bawku crisis.
We've played political chaskele with this matter for many years. Not so? Mm-hmm. So why are we not addressing the issue? The politicians should stay off. And let us work together.
After the IGP's 2-day stay and interaction with the people of Bawku, the police and other security agencies are expected to up their game to fully restore calm. The Asantehene Otumfuo Osei II is also expected to resume mediations in the coming days. James Savage's report for Joy News.
But as we know, 2 police officers were killed last night and another person burned in Binduri. The police released a statement on the matter last night, and it reads. So we'll get to that statement in a bit. And there it is. It says, police on manhunt to arrest robbers who shot 2 police officers in the Upper East region. And the Ghana Police Service is on a manhunt to identify and arrest robbers who shot 2 policemen today, that is yesterday, the 13th of April, 2025, at Poyamira, at the outskirts of Binduri in the Upper East region. Preliminary investigation has established that the deceased officers were in mufti, that is plain clothes, and on their private motorbike traveling from Bongo to Binduri when they were attacked and their motorbike taken away. The name of the officers the names have been withheld as efforts are underway to properly notify their families in line with custom and tradition. The police administration wishes to express its deepest condolences to the bereaved family, the commander, as well as all officers and men in the region. Our hearts and prayers are with you. And finally, we would like to assure the general public that the perpetrators of this heinous crime will be arrested and brought to face justice, and we will surely get them. It's signed by the Director of Public Affairs, Assistant Commissioner of Police, Grace Ansa Akrofi, and she actually signed that release from the Ghana Police Service. Let's get into other stories. And tragedy struck the Ashanti regional capital, Kumasi, on Friday, March 21. When a devastating fire ravaged the Edum PZ market, leaving more than 2,000 traders reeling from the loss of their livelihoods. The fire consumed several shops, sparking outrage, concern, and calls for urgent action to prevent a repeat of the disaster. 3 weeks after the misfortune, the traders have returned to their trading spaces, but the conditions that led to the fire still persist, setting the stage for a potential second catastrophe. In the first edition of Joy News' feature, Breaking the Fire Cycle, Nana Boakye Yadom visited the market and filed this report.
They're still coming in, they're still coming in. This is the Kumasi Central Market in the Ashanti region, and the PZ area also affected.
Things are burning. People who have shops here, including the youth, are losing their money.
It was around 4 a.m. The fire engulfed several shops here at the Edum PZ Arena. Over 2,000 traders affected, leaving the bustling market bare. But as the traders returned to make sales, many of them occupying their tables and doing their usual job, do we have to fear for another catastrophe? In this feature, we engage the traders, relevant authorities to ask questions as to the measures being put in place to avert a reoccurrence.
It was like any other Friday dawn at the Edum PZ market in Kumasi until a sudden alarming sight turned the commercial area into a scene of chaos. The fire started at 4 a.m. with an explosion from the top floor of a story building. Within minutes, the flames spread rapidly across the market, consuming shops and goods in its path. I have lost millions of cedis from this fire this morning. This is very worrying. We are losing everything. We need the fire service to come to our aid right now. Everything is burning. Everything is burning. The arrival of firefighters was a moment of hope for those witnessing the blazing fire, but the situation quickly turned grim. Access of the fire tender to clustered container shops was severely restricted due to the market's cramped layout. Without proper paths for the fire trucks to reach the epicenter of the blaze, the fire quickly spread unchecked. In the aftermath, thousands of traders were left without their wares, and the market lays in ruins.
Fire service, it's been doomed because helicopter, I can never doom jano. Without helicopter, Ghana fire service to pay for the home me found. I cried the same thing, a fire service, helicopter, or the door.
Fire service, I told you, so our community war, headquarters, I told you, I will go. So our community, I will can't.
Now, the KEEA Education Directorate is appealing to government and stakeholders to provide computers for schools in the municipality. Meanwhile, NAT Chairman hopeful Henry Amate has donated 24-hour unlimited high-speed internet access for teachers in the area. At the launch, he said the initiative aimed at easing the burden on teachers and enhancing teaching and learning. Abigail Nkrumah-Essel reports.
Teaching and research services at the commended Dinegwa-Abrim Municipal Education Directorate have just been made easier after a municipal NAT chairman hopeful made provision for a 24-hour high-speed internet device at the directorate. Henry Amate, the KEA NAT chairman hopeful who donated the Starlink device, shared the inspiration behind his generous gesture.
Over the years of my rounds going around, I realized that we have issues with internet connectivity in most of our schools. And we know that internet plays a major role in our teaching and learning because our teachers need to do a lot of research so that they will be able to come to the classroom to teach the learners. So with difficulty in internet, I decided to buy this Starlink for them so that they will be able to access unlimited internet access so that they will be able to use whatever they have downloaded in their teaching. That is the main brain behind this initiative. I want them to have free access to internet. It shouldn't be a challenge that the teacher, you go to a teacher and he says that I don't have data. So the era of I don't have data it has come to the end. So teachers in KEA, as of today, the era of no data has come to because we are providing you with free internet with access. It is a high speed and it is unlimited. All you need is your laptop or your phone.
Calling on stakeholders to support his vision of extending the internet service to schools in the municipality.
I know that this will have a great impact in teaching, and I'm using this media to call on stakeholders to come and support me so that we can acquire more of this facility for other schools in the municipality so that they can, teachers there and learners can have access to high-speed free internet facility.
The Deputy Director in charge of monitoring and supervision at the KEA Municipal Education Directorate, Isaac Mepenedo, told Joy News the significance of the free internet connectivity and appeal to education stakeholders and concerned organizations to support them with computers.
We also need support in terms of computers and it associates so that students or teachers will also have access to computers so that they'll be able to make good use of whatever internet connectivity that is provided. So we need more of these facilities.
Anna Eliamo is the early childhood coordinator in the KEA municipality.
There are some areas in this community or in this municipality, they have a particular place where they have to go and stand there and get the net. The teachers are now happy and then praising our incoming chairman, Mr. Henry Amate, for this initiative. At least they will not spend much with the downloading. It's only about the materials that they will gather and then color it and then paste it in the classroom. We are very happy and excited to receive this free internet for everyone, and teachers are very happy about it.
From Elmina, Abigail Nkrumah reports for Joy News.
Now, former Member of Parliament for the Okere constituency and a former Minister for Local Government and Rural Development, Dan Boche, says the nation's drive for inclusive education should be a shared responsibility. He said the few privileged must endeavor to contribute in their little ways in supporting the needy to climb the academic ladder. Maxwell Kudeko has more in this report.
Speaking at a Deba of the chiefs and people of Okre at Edukrum to express his gratitude for the opportunity to serve for 16 years as a member of parliament, he recounted the numerous educational support he offered and facilitated for thousands of his constituents and the need to continue the support for generations unborn. Mr. Damboki, as part of his continued support for the development of Okre, donated an amount of 350,000 Ghana cedis to the Okre Community Educational Fund. The beneficiary towns include Ebriu, Dewu, Okugwa, Edukrum, Apredi, Asisieso, and Abonse. Each town is benefiting from 50,000 cash donation towards the Community Educational Fund.
When they come here and they say they want support, you can't support all of them.
Yes.
So 10 people are here. Each person wants, say, 500 cedis. You don't have 5,000. So you end up giving them 200, 200, 200, 200. But he needs 400, 500. But you also can't give to only few people. So it's okay, I'm supporting each one 200. Or so, and you'll be surprised that they go, and because he can't raise the 300, it just stays.
The Community Educational Fund is being manned by members of the clergy, Nananom, and opinion leaders in the various communities. He called on Nananom and the people of Okre to extend the support they gave him to the new Member of Parliament, Mr. Daniel Kenneth Nanado.
I want to see a fishery committee. You know, there are local council of churches. A rep will be part of it. Then a head teacher in the town will be part of the committee. And of course, the reps of the chiefs. So they will evaluate each application what comes to them. They ask for build a fund. At times so they can intervene. There can be teacher motivation, there can be something, anything that will promote education. Evening classes, for the children.
Nifahini of Equiapim, who doubles as the Edukrum Hini, also Dumja Otutu Abebiu on his part, charged the youth to stay away from drug abuse and pay attention to their education.
Yema any yenenanom moma yentu wonfo no wonsuade e opportunity a wonganya enye obia na enya bi wonsuade na wonkonkan na mofra bone semene ye hwe social vices ahoro chacha to cigarette no okay no wi no ene ne ekeka ho a ese mofra no wahu enu ti besre mo awofo moma yani enko mofra ne ho na emofra no entwi won ho emfi abrababone a ede won beko osai mu na mom won fa disua na daachi bi no so no wanyi aba ba yem panyimpa.
Maxwell Kodoko report for Joy News.
And education is crucial, isn't it? But also note that on the Edum PZ fire, we'll bring you the rest of that feature in the course of the AM show. Let's settle now for our business update. Let's get right into it. As the Ghanaian business community says, businesses will be forced to pass down the cost of their production to consumers following an increment in utility tariffs. The PURC has increased electricity by 14.75% and 4.02% for water supply across the board, which takes effect on May the 3rd. Now, reacting to the development, the chief executive of the Ghana Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mark Bedu Abwaje, said businesses were already grappling with the high cost of production, hence the new tariff increment would worsen their burden.
Once it's going to increase the cost of production, businesses cannot bear this high increments. So a chunk of it will be given to the consumers also to bear. So we should obviously prepare ourselves for an increase in prices. I mean, if it cuts across, then prices for every commodity is going to increase. That is not the fault of the business, not the fault of the producers. If you are increasing my cost of production, if I don't do something about it, it means my business also collapse. So we are going to pass on a huge chunk of this increment also to consumers. And for me, it is not the best way to fight inflation. I mean, if you want to achieve inflation of 11.9%, as being stated in the budget, and you are increasing policy rates, you are increasing utility tariffs, then the prices of goods and services will go up, and obviously your target for inflation will not be achieved. I, from day one, have had a bit of issue with this target, and with what is it's as if probably they have in mind of increasing this utility tariffs. But I think that it will be extremely difficult for us to achieve the target that you have set for inflation, given that prices of goods and services are going to go up based on this increase in tariff. And it's not only electricity, it's water as well. Most of the businesses, they use both electricity and water. So you are receiving two slaps at the same time. And of course, you have to be strong. You have to find a way to survive. So obviously, we're going to pass on this increment to consumers.
Let's talk housing now, as the State Housing Company Limited has unveiled a forward-looking strategy aimed at driving affordable and sustainable housing in Ghana. Speaking to Joy Business on the sidelines of the 2025 Ghana Green Summit, Managing Director John S. Bauer emphasized a shift from traditional construction models to more community-driven planning and eco-friendly building practices.
Affordability starts, like I mentioned, from the planning phase. If we plan projects with the end user in mind, that helps the whole process. So one of the things we are changing at State Housing is that we're changing the way we approach projects. In the past, you would have a situation where we go buy land or we get allocated land. We decide in our offices, oh, we're going to do 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, 2-bedroom, and then we go and start building, and then we start selling. We are changing the process around such that we're looking at the communities in which we believe there's a need or there's a gap that needs to be filled between the low end and the very high end, which is the problem we have today. And so we're looking at exploring those communities, finding out what kind of homes people are looking for in those communities. What can people afford, most importantly? And that is what is going to drive the communities that we plan to the various areas.
Well, that's how we cap off the news this morning. Stick and stay for the News Review. Up next, we have Amanda Akwoko Clinton, Alfred Thompson, Wanda Madilo, all of them joining the conversation in a bit.